Saturn's rings are one of the most iconic features in our solar system, and your grandkids will likely never see them the way you do. They've been there for as long as anyone has pointed a telescope at the sky. Galileo spotted something strange around Saturn in 1610, though his instruments were too crude to understand what he was seeing. By 1655, Christian Huygens confirmed they were a flat disk of material extending around the planet. Your grandparents saw them illustrated in every astronomy textbook ever printed. You have seen the stunning images from NASA's Cassini spacecraft, which orbited Saturn for 13 years. They seem permanent. In as few as 100 million years, they could be gone forever. But this video isn't just about Saturn's rings disappearing. Well, it is, but we're going to go much deeper than that, because Saturn's rings aren't the only thing vanishing in our universe. Things get much, much worse. Saturn is a planet of extremes. Don't agree? Here are 5 facts that will change your mind. Number 1. Saturn is less dense than water. If you could find a bathtub large enough, the entire planet would float. Number 2. Saturn's rings span roughly 282,000 kilometers from edge to edge. That distance would stretch almost 3/4 of the way from Earth to the Moon. Number 3. Those rings are extraordinarily thin. Despite their vast width, most of the ring system is less than a kilometer thick. Proportionally, a sheet of paper is thicker relative to its width. Number 4. Saturn has 146 confirmed moons, the most of any planet in the solar system. Astronomers are still finding more. Number 5. Saturn's moon Titan has lakes, rivers, and rain, not of water. The liquid is methane and ethane, the only world besides Earth with a stable liquid cycle on its surface. So yeah, Saturn is a planet of extremes. It makes sense that it should host one of the most extraordinary features in the observable solar system. Saturn's rings are made of billions of pieces of water ice and rocky debris, ranging from dust grains to chunks as large as a house. The arrangement of those particles into distinct bands, separated by gaps carved by the gravity of Saturn's moons, creates a structure so precise it looks designed rather than natural. But the rings are not permanent. They never were. Here is the fact NASA confirmed with Cassini data in 2018, and it should make you stop. Ring rain. Saturn's rings are losing mass at a rate that could drain them completely within 100 to 300 million years. Charged particles in the ring plane interact with Saturn's magnetic field and ultraviolet radiation from the Sun, becoming electrically charged and pulled down along magnetic field lines into the planet's upper atmosphere. Roughly 10,000 kilograms of ring material falls into Saturn every single second. Every second you are watching this video, 10 tons of the rings vanishes. By the time Cassini made its final orbit in 2017, scientists calculated the rings had already lost significant mass compared to even a few 100 million years ago. The rings you see tonight are a diminished version of what existed when the dinosaurs were alive. And here's where it gets stranger. The rings may be young. Most scientists now believe Saturn's rings formed somewhere between 10 million and 100 million years ago, not when the solar system formed 4.5 billion years ago. Relatively recently, in cosmic terms. The leading theory is that a large moon or captured comet drifted too close to Saturn and was torn apart by tidal forces. The debris spread into the ring plane. What we see today is the remnant of a moon that no longer exists. And now Saturn is finishing what it started, consuming the evidence of its own violence 10,000 kilograms at a time. A generation of astronomers born after roughly May 2200 look at Saturn and see a planet without rings, or with rings so thin and dim they are barely distinguishable from background noise. The planet will still be there. The most iconic feature of the most visually stunning planet in the solar system will be gone. You might say, what's the big deal? It's just ice around a distant planet. Not quite. Here is what we have learned from Saturn's rings that future generations may never be able to confirm. Cassini used the rings as a seismograph. Wave patterns propagating through the ring structure carry the signature of vibrations from Saturn's interior. By reading those waves, scientists measured the rotational speed of Saturn's deep interior and confirmed that Saturn's day is exactly 10 hours, 33 minutes, and 38 seconds. Without the rings as a seismograph, that measurement would have been nearly impossible. Cassini also flew through the gap between the rings and the planet during its final orbits. Scientists expected that gap to be filled with debris. It was nearly empty, swept clean by electromagnetic forces. That single observation overturned decades of assumptions about ring planet systems and directly informed how scientists model planetary formation around other stars. The data window is closing, and here's where the story changes scale entirely, because Saturn's rings aren't the only thing disappearing on a timescale that matters. Scientific evidence is being erased across the universe, and in most cases we don't know what's being lost until it's already gone. Saturn's rings are a miniature version of what is happening to the entire observable universe. We think there is a permanence to the cosmos. Our lifespans are so short and the universe so vast that the background feels like it will always be there. But the universe is changing. It is expanding. It is spreading out, cooling down, and dimming. And that expansion is accelerating. Galaxies beyond a certain distance are already moving away from us faster than the speed of light. We cannot see them. We cannot detect them. They are gone from our observable universe, not because they were destroyed, but because the distance between us grew faster than light could bridge it. Consider a civilization that evolves. 2 trillion years from now, the universe will have expanded enough that most of the galaxies we can observe today will have crossed beyond the horizon of observability. A scientist in that future civilization who points the most powerful telescope imaginable at the sky will see a small cluster of merged galaxies and nothing beyond it. Not dimness, not distant fuzz, actual nothing. They would have no way of knowing the observable universe once contained 2 trillion galaxies. They would have no evidence that the Big Bang occurred. The cosmic microwave background radiation, our clearest fingerprint of the universe's origin, is already red-shifting, being diluted and stretched by expansion. Future civilizations will find it harder to detect. Eventually, it will fall below any threshold of measurement. A civilization that evolves after that will inherit a universe with a hole in its physics. They will build accurate models of everything they can observe. Those models will be missing something fundamental, and they will have no way of knowing what they are missing. Saturn's rings are a local, visible, human-scale version of that same process. A data window closing, evidence being erased. A feature that future observers will not be able to study because it will no longer exist. So where does that leave us? We cannot stop ring rain. We cannot slow the expansion of the universe. There is nothing we can do except one thing. We did not evolve 2 trillion years from now. We evolved here in this specific and narrow window of cosmic time, a time when the Earth is old enough to have produced complex life, but young enough that the universe's history is still readable in the sky above us. We evolved at just the right moment to see 2 trillion galaxies, to detect the echo of the Big Bang, to observe stars forming in nebulae that will not exist in a million years. And closer to home, to watch a ring system quietly falling into a planet, while we are technically capable of measuring exactly how fast it is happening and understanding what it means. The civilization that comes after us will inherit a quieter, darker, less legible universe. They will do extraordinary science with what they have, but they will not have what we have. Your grandchildren may look at Saturn through a telescope and still see the rings. Your great-grandchildren might see them faintly. 10 generations from now, the question of whether rings are still visible at all is genuinely open, and across an even longer timescale, the universe itself is becoming a less readable document. Evidence is disappearing. The window is closing. But tonight, the rings are still there. You can still see them, not in a textbook, not in a historical archive. Tonight, you can point a telescope at Saturn and see a structure made of billions of pieces of ice arranged by gravity into bands so precise they look engineered. A ring system formed from the destruction of a moon and being consumed by the planet it orbits. A feature that exists in this specific window of solar system history and nowhere else. We are privileged to live in the moment when the evidence is still visible. That privilege carries an obligation to look, but disappearing rings are just the beginning of extreme phenomena in this solar system. Some planets have conditions so bizarre that it rains rubies and diamonds instead of water, but that is a story for another video.